Hello everybody, Chris here for CD2 Wrestling. I just finished watching the Clash of Champions pay-per-view. So now we give you the results and kind of my reaction to the results. Alright, so match number 1 ended up being the triple threat match for the United States Championship. Which, if you guys remember, is supposed to be Baron Corbin, the champion, versus Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And if you guys remember, in my predictions I said that Baron Corbin was going to retain, and we ended up getting a new champion and Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler pulled in the win, or pulled out the win. I was very surprised when this happened. I was not expecting Ziggler to win a championship at all this year. I did enjoy the finish quite well. It was a very interesting finish. I feel like, Baron Corbin was setting up the end of days on Bobby Roode when Dolph Ziggler came in and hit Corbin with the zigzag, and then getting the 1, 2, 3 and winning. Was not really, like I said, I wasn't expecting it, and so it's changed the the mid card area. I feel like because now just different dynamic, I guess, and so I guess we're gonna see a continued feud with the three of them. I would expect. I guess, but like I said, I'll probably be saying this a lot, but we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen. It just kind of seems like they're going to do that now. We'll just kind of continue the feud between the three of them with that. Match number 2 ended up being the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match between Rusev and Aiden English against Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, against the New Day, against the reigning champions, the Usos, excuse me. Which the Usos actually ended up retaining. If you guys remember, I thought I said that Rusev and Aiden English were going to win, and they ended up not winning, but got super over with the crowd. It feels like, it was supposed to be Happy Rusev Day today, and bring those titles to Happy Rusev Day, and it didn't happen. But they were huge, just really over with the crowd. You saw a lot of crowd interaction with that, especially with Rusev and hitting the accolades and that, and this was a hectic match. A lot of hectic matches today, as you guys will hear me say that a lot, hectic. But a good match. Overall I think it was good. He had a lot of different spots happening. He had a lot of near falls and just all kinds of craziness happening. With these tag teams. I did say I wanted to see Rusev and Aiden English win, and then kind of have this program with Benjamin and Gable, but just kind of seeing how the crowd was reacting to it. I kind of would like to see just kind of the four of them still, just kind of going in and out. Benjamin and Gable didn't really have a whole lot of crowd support. Sadly, I like them. I mean, there isn't like a team I don't like. I just don't understand the Uso gimmick. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I guess given enough time, we'll figure out what the hell they're talking about. But there's that one. So with match number 3, it ended up being the women's Lumberjack match for the SmackDown Women's title against Charlotte Flair, the champion, and Natalya. Like I said with this one, Charlotte was supposed to retain, which she ended up retaining. I feel like I said in the predictions, it was the most predictable match just because it was a Lumberjack match, and it just seems like any Lumberjack match we have nowadays are just kind of predictable. We're gonna start in the ring, we're gonna end up on the floor, and everybody's gonna beat each other up. Is kind of what happened. Probably the most surprising thing that happened was when Carmella tried cashing in her Money in the Bank contract and ended up getting thrown out by I think it was Ruby Riott, not the whole Riott squad, but just Ruby Riott. I'm having trouble saying that today. Not, like I said, it wasn't super surprising what happened. I feel like we need to get a couple more faces in there. The balance between face and heel and the women's division on SmackDown is really just lopsided. So I feel like we need to do something with that. Will it happen? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. Match number 4 ended up being the tag team match of Breezango versus the Bludgeon Brothers, which you guys remember I said the Bludgeon Brothers were going to win, and they did. You guys also remember I said it was going to be a quick match, and it really wasn't quick. Breezango had a quick offensive thing going on, and then it was just all Bludgeon Brothers, and it ended quite quickly. They had a quick promo. It was kind of weird, which they're probably best known for doing weird promos, but hey, what are you gonna do? I do like the fact that it was later in the card, later match 4. If you guys remember in the prediction, I said it was going to be the first match, and I'm glad it wasn't, just because as quick as it was, that just wouldn't have been a good intro for the show. I thought, you know, hindsight, the triple threat match ended up being the probably the best opener they could have done. So I quite enjoyed that one a whole lot. Match number 5 ended up being the third and final tag team match of Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, with the 2 special guest referees of Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. If you guys remember in the predictions, I said that Owens and Zayn were going to win with some kind of interference with Daniel Bryan getting involved in that last the finish and the count, and it kind of ended up happening like that. Bryan did the quick 1, 2, 3 count. You know, it was, I think out of the entire show, the most hectic match. I know, like, every match was hectic and had its moments, but it was just, when you have 2 guest referees, it just, you know, they, you know, wasn't, we knew they weren't going to be on the same page for most of the show. At least we were, probably most of us were expecting it. I was expecting that. It ended up happening. We saw a little sprinkle of a heel turn of Daniel Bryan against Shane McMahon. A match build per se, maybe. You know, he's not supposed to be able to wrestle because of his concussions, but you know, they're doing something. You know, they're building for something. You know, it's and having Shane McMahon as the face is probably better. You know, when typically the McMahons are the heels, you know, the corporation and everything else they've done, I guess it's kind of refreshing to have Shane to be the face in the whole thing. Yeah, I think it was a good match. You know, I mean, you had 4 good workers in that whole thing with, you know, Orton and Nakamura and Zayn and Owens. So, you know, there's not a whole lot to say besides that. You know, just you can go through all the little things, but what? The main event ended up being the WWE Championship match between the champion AJ Styles and the competitor of Jinder Mahal, which, if you guys remember, I said Styles was going to retain, and he did. You know, I think out of Mahal's, all of the main event push he's had, it's been the best match he's put on, Jinder Mahal. Of course, when you're working with AJ Styles, it's, you know, it's not surprising that happened. You know, it was a good, you know, it was a good finisher for the show, I feel like. You know, you had, you know, for most of the match, you had them working on specific body parts. Where AJ Styles was working on Mahal's left leg, and Mahal was working on AJ Styles' ribs, and the build for the finish with, you know, the injured body parts, you know, worked well. It worked well. You know, you did have the Singh brothers get involved near the end to set up the finish. You know, they tried pulling Jinder Mahal out of the ring. Styles hit a phenomenal forearm, and then the Styles clash, and then back in the ring to end up getting the calf crusher submission on Mahal. And you know, hopefully this is the last we see of Mahal in the main event. You know, I feel like they need to kind of get some more main event talent up there. It's been kind of stale, you know, because it's pretty much been Mahal and, you know, Orton, and then Nakamura. I feel like for the main event you need to get a couple more people in there than just 2, and I think it'll be better. So let's run down the card again. Ziggler wins. Usos retain, Flair retains, Bloods and Brothers win, Owens and Zayn win and are not fired as of yet, and Styles retains. Do me a favor, guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe, turn the notifications on, leave a comment below on how you feel the show went, how you feel the predictions were, and how what you thought should have been different in the show. Also too, follow me on Twitter at Deezeroth. I'm going to leave the link in the description box. Also too, if you want to hear just the audio version of this, I'll leave that link down below too. This is Chris, and I'll catch you guys next time.